Hello, Corey. I just wanted to hit up a quick tutorial for you, just so that way I'm not leaving you in the dark. If you want to make button boxes in the future, it's really, really easy and it's very customizable. So really you get to do whatever you want. You get to do it on a budget, if that's what you're looking for. I wanted to provide you the code. I commented it a bunch. Maybe I over commented it, but I just wanted to make sure that I documented this for you as best as I possibly could. So right here's a template. What I'm going to do real quickly is I'm going to go and save as. And then I will just save this as something new. All right. Oopsies. So that way I'm just not editing the template. Want to keep the template intact. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go through and kind of go over the button box that Cooper made and designed, and I'll show you how to set that up. Generally speaking, this is the button box. I know the CAD is a little bit messed up, but let's ignore that. This is just to get the point across. The button box consists of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 toggle switches. And here we have in the center a momentary rocker that has 2 momentary button inputs. So yeah, that's the basic setup. For this button box layout, I'll go ahead and for this button box, I commented up here why this code is awesome, but it has the capability of using a button matrix for both momentary buttons, toggle switches, and potentiometers. Specifically, this code, this template, it kind of already has an example in there. It's got 6 momentary buttons, 3 toggle switches, and 3 potentiometers. But I'm going to go ahead and show you how to configure it for this specific button box. Modifying the code is super simple. Hopefully you can see it. I know it's kind of small. My screen resolution is making it small. But anything that has 2 asterisks at the end of it is code that you're going to modify, and is hopefully doesn't look too daunting to you, but it's incredibly simple, and we're going to run through that today. I will show you the very professional looking button box circuit diagram that I have here. If you see, this just has the momentary buttons set up in the matrix with 2 rows, a singular column, and then you have the toggle switches. So all of these toggle switches, these buttons, they all go to digital pinouts. We're going to be using the Arduino Micro. Important note, this is specifically for the Arduino Leonardo, the Arduino Micro, and the Arduino Pro Micro, which are all compatible with Air Manger. So for these toggle switches, one side connects to the digital pin and the other side connects to ground. Pretty simple. Yeah. Okay, so let's go into the code. So we're going to be using the matrix. We're going to be using the toggles, and but we're not going to be using the pot. So we're just going to go ahead and set that to false. Excuse me. An important note here, include the joystick library. You need to have the joystick library. Otherwise, you're not going to be able to use this. I have commented here instructions on how to get that. It's very simple. You just download it, download the zip by Googling it, and then from Sketch, you go here, Sketch, include library, add zip library, and then you just select this, go to your downloads and you select that. Okay, let's go through the things that we need to modify. So how many rows, the first things, how many rows? So looking at our actual thing here, we have 2 rows. So we'll go ahead and change that to 2. That's already 2. And then number of columns is just 1. And now for the rows and the columns, we're going to select, this is designating the actual pins on the Arduino itself. So if we go here, we'll see that row 1 is connected to pin 3. Row 2 is connected to pin 2. I'm probably a little bit out of order, but we'll just, yeah, I mean, it's fine. We'll just designate as pin 2 and 3. And then for the column, it's connected to pin 4. So we go to here. It's already set up for 2 and 3. And then for this guy, we're just going to get rid of these because we only have a singular column. to make it 4. And now that we have that, we're going to go ahead and modify this bottom section of code. So this is set up for 2 rows and 3 columns. We don't want that. We just want 2 rows and 1 column. So I'm going to get rid of this guy and this guy. And there, that's set up now for 2 rows, 1 column. Pretty simple. Let's keep going. So for our toggles. So here we designate the amount of toggles that we want, as well as the pins that it's connected to. So we have that. We're going to change that to 8. We're going to change this to 8. And looking at our little button diagram, we can see here that all these toggles are connected from 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 14, and 16. So let's go ahead and pin that out. So let me think of 5 to 10, 14, 16. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 14, and 16. So just sanity check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Awesome. And then now we're going to go ahead and make sure that this is also, this also has 8. So let's just copy and paste that. Boom, boom. 2, 4, 6. 2, 4, 6, 8. Okay, beautiful. So now we have our 8 pin setup for our toggle. And now for this stuff down here, we really just could ignore this because we have this if statement, and that's being disabled by this guy right here. So because this statement is false, use pots, it won't activate these loops. So just ignore the pot stuff. And then now we're going to keep going and go to our next modifiable code. Remember, the stars designate the two stars at the end of each of these designate the things that you change, but you don't have to do all of them if you disable specific sections, such as if you disable the matrix, if you disable the toggles, if you disable the potentiometers. So we'll go ahead and change this guy to the amount of toggles we have, which is 8. Let's keep going down. Look for the next asterisk right here. That has to do with the toggle switches. We're going to change that to 8. And then here we have another asterisk. So this defines the button output for your toggles. And what you do is X being right now, X is equal to 6. We're just going to change that to the amount of momentaries we have. And what that'll do is it'll designate the actual button outputs in your USB controller. So we're going to change that to 2 because we have 2 momentaries. So it's going to be 2 plus I being this toggle number that we have. To properly designate. If you don't change that, it's not really the biggest deal. It's just, you know, if you're setting up your buttons setup, you want it to actually output the correct button just for cleanliness sake. Alrighty, again, here's potentiometer stuff. But really, we just ignore that because we have the if statements that block it off. Okay, so I'll go ahead and I'll save that code, and then I'm going to verify it. So we did have a compilation error, or compilation, whatever. But that's just because I didn't select the correct thing. So if I selected that, Arduino Micro, let's see if that worked. Oh, it's because I don't have the actual file directory. I was working on this on my laptop. I'm on my main computer right now. So what I'll do is I'll go ahead and really quickly get a quick tutorial on how to do that. Might as well. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go Arduino, Joystick Library. It's on GitHub, and we're just going to go ahead and download the zip. Now that we have the zip downloaded, I'm just going to go here. I'm going to go File, Sketch, Include Library, Add Zip Library. I'm going to go to Downloads, and I'm going to select that, and then we are good. So I'm going to go ahead and compile that. And good. So now that we got this, this is basically just saying, okay, hey, your code is good. There's no mistakes. It'll upload properly. As long as your wiring is correct, you should be good. That being the case, I'm not going to upload it because I don't have the actual wiring here, but I do have an example for you that I already have. And this was just a proof of concept that I wanted to do to make sure that my code all worked. So what I'm going to go is I'm going to go to setup USB controllers. I'm going to go to my Arduino micro. I'm going to go to properties, and here I have my stuff. You can see let me bring this up here. My little breadboard circuit. I know these lights are kind of washing out what you can see, but I just have a couple of 2 momentary buttons, a toggle, and a potentiometer. One thing to note is if you look at the values for the potentiometer, you'll notice that it's actually on the joystick axis. If you want, you'll notice that this is X axis and Y axis. If you wanted to change that to make it into a slider, all you would have to do is when you were configuring this. So if we go down to potentiometers, you'll see set X axis, set Y axis, this stuff. You can just go ahead and change that. Instead of X and Y, you can change it to Z axis. You can change it to the X rotation, Y rotation, Z rotation, or the throttle. I have an example here. I don't know the exact names for the stuff, but I know that the next rotational axes would be the set R X axis. But I just have a piece of code right here that you could basically copy and paste to add. But you just change this value right here. But other than that, that's pretty much it. Just wanted to hit a quick tutorial on how to use this template. Hopefully you found it useful. If you have any questions, please talk to me. Let me know. You might be able to go to ChatGPT, copy and paste this code, and ChatGPT could probably help you out as well. I did use AI assistants to write this. I did use ChatGPT, but it took a lot of work to kind of weave around what I actually wanted and didn't want. So this is kind of different but ChatGPT should be able to hopefully compile this. But best of luck to you. It was good working with you.